Merry Christmas, friends and subscribers.
And welcome to the 24 Days of Beermas.
Today is day number
16.
and we're going to be trying Oscar Blues Old Chubb Scotch Ale. Alright.
Let's drink.
Oscar Blues is a landmark microbrewery in Lyons, Colorado. They were founded in 2002. They're also really well known for the associated sort of restaurant for their Creole Cajun of barbecue eating, in addition to their handcrafted beers. Their claim to fame, quote unquote, was that they embraced the can for microbreweries instead of the glass bottle. Interestingly enough, they're members of the quote unquote Canarchy, a craft brewery collective that also seems to embrace the use of the can. Oscar Blues right now is basically a nationwide brewery. They have brewing locations in Colorado, and North Carolina, and Texas, and they export beers to 17 other countries worldwide. So why did we choose Old Chubb beer, Julia, as one of the 24 Days of Beermas beers?
Well, other than the fact that the can is very colorful for Christmas colors,
It is.
the Scotch ale reminded us of the butterscotch packs of Lifesavers, the storybooks that we used to get back years ago.
I think this year they were all fruit flavors. Like, it was just all Lifesaver fruits. So they've really gotten rid of the butterscotch and
the butter rum,
all of those
the
flavors.
wintergreen and all the good flavors, yeah. So having the Scotch ale reminded us of Lifesavers in the past.
So yeah, in this case, the Old Chubb Scotch Ale is considered a strong Scotch ale, and it weighs in at 8% alcohol by volume. It's also got 30 international bitterness units, so it's starting to stray into the bitter.
Yeah.
They also say that they stray far from convention because they brew this with quote-unquote like copious amounts of malted barley and specialty grains that they don't really talk about. And then interestingly, they smoke it with beechwood smoked salt. So they would describe some of the tasting notes as being semi-sweet with cocoa, hints of coffee, and a wee bit o' smoke, hence Scotch. But they say this is for those who think they don't dig dark beers. So with all that being said,
We'll see how I handle it.
yeah, well, let's give it a smell.
It doesn't. It smells strong, though I do get the bit of cocoa,
Yeah,
and I can smell the coffee.
And I can smell the salt. Like, I feel like you can smell some smoky saltiness on the nose.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't think it's as bitter as you would think. Like, I get a sweetness at the front, and then kind of like a smoky transition to like a slightly bitter smokiness, and then there's like a lingering smoke on the palate.
Yeah. It's not as bitter as you would expect for a 30 bitter point.
Yeah.
Or whatever the BTU,
Yeah, 30.
whatever it is. I don't know what the letters
The
are.
British International Bitterness Unit, the BIBUs, the BBUs. It's actually
still not a very good beer for me anyway. But it isn't as bitter. You do taste the chocolate a bit. I think I get that.
the sweetness.
Yeah, and I can tell the smokiness for sure as well.
Yeah, I think that smokiness and the coffee sort of mixes on that palate. They're very complementary flavors. And the last thing I want to say about it is it doesn't look like it's a particularly like effervescent or frothy beer, but it really does foam up in your mouth. Like, you feel it transition, releasing that gas in your mouth so that it sort of flattens out. So yeah. Thanks for joining us for a can of Old Chubb Scotch Ale as we reminisced about the Lifesavers books of the Christmas past. Also,
We wish you a very Merry Christmas and look forward to day 15.
yeah, thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to click that bell. And as always, thanks for drinking with us.